should listen to the self-snitching on the camera.
Expecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important. Because at the beginning, she will need you. But then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy. That's his
fallacy
word.
alive.
What is fallacy? Fraud.
That's a pimp.
It's every word.
That's exactly
It's a pimp.
what a pimp does.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is a completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this
Completely
without
different
you,
game.
to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. At the beginning, she can. But there'll become a point she can. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry. I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed top G on the other side.
Okay.
You thought you was talking to a bitch named
They probably want it.
Turned out it's a nigga obsessed with Bugattis.
I'm just saying.
That's why. I'm sorry.
Well, the reason why I'm having this face is because the amount, I didn't realize how much foot a mouth could contain.
Oh, he's fucking up. Oh, they got all the receipts on this guy. And it gets worse.
Receipts.
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Another reason to use Chatterbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on.
Tax.
You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole
tax
avoiding
prop.
taxes. And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Chatterbait have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like,
That's
okay,
stupid.
we made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes.
Lying.
So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you, or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I see this all the time. I have to print out some random tax forms. Say,
okay.
sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay
Good
the tax or
one.
not? Oh, okay, and they just sign away. They don't know what they're fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch.
So we started. All right, he's already admitted to tax evasion and fraud.
I mean, it's not a mission.
This is a course he's running. He's teaching people.
Self-snitching.
That's what he's teaching. He doesn't mean he's doing that now. I'm just playing devil's. It's a very hard job. I'm not.
Surely.
So
Hey.
he said that's what he was doing with these girls. That's what he said he was doing.
Yeah.
The women saying he did this to us.
Oh.
What, you think they're going to look at the bank records and see that the money, he was paying them 50-50? What you think? Let's be honest. If someone admits to what they're doing, just believe them.
But to his defense, I got nothing.
Guys, he's self-snitching.
So what you're telling me is that they got him on frauding the girls and defrauding the government. Is that what you're saying?
I
Both
just
of
want you
them
guys to understand,
sometimes.
just here, we're not even going to the human track, just right there. This man was stealing from the people that were working for him.
Right there.
He didn't even care. He said, I'm getting rich, bitch. Fuck you. He didn't care. He was stealing from it. If
What
that's
about
your
the
job,
money?
how would you feel about that? Would you not want this person charged for that crime? Listen, if my employer even stole $1 an hour from me, I'd be pissed. Thousands every single month?
Something real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch. You have to girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. And that
Okay.
other person she's fucking
Then
is gonna
listen.
have the control over her mind as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever,
So he had
and
to have
realize how to make
sex.
money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Or if you're doing what? Say, I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen. Come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. You, your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling.
Bottom.
The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
You guys remember? So this is why this is important, this portion right here. It doesn't prove anything, but it is one of the little pieces of evidence that they add in for the whole trafficking charge. Basically, he has a woman, okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting, the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things if they're hearing it from another woman. So when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization. He has the woman who he calls his bottom bit, right, to recruit the other women.
Recruiting for the woman. Huh? Yes, Mason.
There's some transcripts because they did some wiretaps. They seized their phone. They seized all their technology. So there's some conversations that they're using now.
Oh, what
I want you to
that?
also know the context of the country's in. Andrew Tate is a foreigner living in Romania as a rich person.
Trying to fucking steal from the government.
And he's also spoken about the reason why he left the UK to go to Romania is because, you know what I mean, laws are a little bit lax. They're not like, it's not as repressive. So this is how he talks about Romania and going to jail there, okay? This is pulled from his PC, and then it was leaked to the press, okay? So this is something that they got.
Romanian court, so there's some
Okay, this video can.
They're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, this some hoes. This sells mine. I'm ready. Put me in jail. I don't
This music.
You take their court case, shove it up in my mouth. Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I've committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not no restaurants,
outside.
no clubs, nothing.
But here's even the kicker. Looking at private videos that are part of the police file, from the the following passages from the context of this content, there is no doubt a deep lack of respect for the legal norms and a total indifference to the social protected values that the defendant gives proof of. Also, the attitude of disregard towards women in general, which he perceives only as a mean of getting his content released. In other words, making money. The judge cannot agree with the support of the defense in the sense that the video contents presents only one character and cannot be taken into account since the defendant exhibits the same attitude in the relations with the injured persons
Yes,
and is
character.
evident from the content of the conversations that are in these criminal prosecution files.
Basically, the judge's like, nah, the way you act in real life is how you're talking about these videos. So I'm not going to not use them as evidence. I cannot use them as evidence because they match. Let's get to the transcripts. Because people are saying...
Wait, you got more?
Oh, man. When I say,
Why
listen,
evidence?
and just a pro tip, if you're a criminal watching, do not use WhatsApp, okay? Do not use WhatsApp to do any of your criminal activity. They keep a record. There are records, there are logs. It's easily traceable.
Bro,
Okay?
I'm gonna tell you this. Don't use your phone. Do not use your phone.
Who's your boys?
I'm talking about I've had friends that were in instances where they crossed the borders and they have certain software that could tap in your phone and get the deleted items. You can always go get the deleted items. So that's the reason why they have burner phones. Don't use your phone. Actually, you have to use a phone, crack it, and keep on going. You know those flip phones? That's pretty much what you would have to use.
All right.
But, yeah, I digress.
So these are leaked transcripts from the stenographer, either in the court case or leaked from the prosecutor's office. The reason why they're doing this is they like the media attention being involved in this. The prosecutor may probably have some ego involved, and he wants to let everybody know I'm going to be the person who takes down Andrew Tate. And listen, it only matters if he's got evidence to back it up, and he's done some digging. And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll might be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come.
Okay.
First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be on my side wherever I go, to talk to someone besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when she gets there, he's like, well, we're not getting married. I want to turn you into a cam girl.
Okay.
So they're basically establishing that the way that he's getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. And if you remember what the guy said earlier in regards to some of the criteria that need to be met, okay? One of them is fraud. And that's what they're trying to establish with these conversations when they're released. So even though this conversation doesn't seem bad to you, you have to understand by the letter of the law and how they define human trafficking. This is one of those elements that they might incorporate in order to make that charge stick. Basically, he wasn't telling these people, hey, I'm running a cam business, come down. He's like, I want to marry you. You're going to fall in love with me. You're going to fall in love with me. He gets them all the way down to Romania inside of his compound. Then he springs it on him with who? His bottom. So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid, and he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things. To move money or illegal things. And I will never do that with you. Basically telling the girl, you're different from the others. I make them do the really illegal stuff. Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps. Okay? Him admitting to this stuff. This is going to be used in court. And you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away. What is this money laundering that you were doing?
You can't go to the court and be like, hey, what happened was... Scratch your head and figure shit out.
Okay, so now here comes the next part. This is I think the biggest one. Tate's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women. I mean, what do they call them, bro? What do you say? This is what it reads.
Charlie's? They don't want to say hoes?
Hey, man, listen. These are the women who work for him. The Ghislaine Maxwells. If you don't make money, we're going to have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker. And the other girl says, I'll break you when I get there. And the victim says, what did I do? And the bottom is, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. And the victim says, but what did I do? You're down 20%, 4 days since you posted. And she says, if Andrew looks to see you if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away.
Balcony?
So what does this conversation really mean? This is where this is important. It might not mean much to y'all because you're like, well, when they're taking this in conjunction with everything else, the fraud element involved, the coercion element, the aspect of like lying about what they're really going to be doing there, the fact that this girl who works for Tate is saying she's going to be punching the girl 10 times when she gets there, that there's these threats of violence, the one saying like, Andrew Tate gets home, you're going to be flying off the balcony. Is that literally? Probably not, but there is some element there of threats of potential violence if you don't do what's needed. When you take that to court, and these are conversations that are happening in private. You understand? They're going to take this into strong consideration when they're making their case. They're going to be like, how do you explain this stuff? Oh, we're just joking. We're not going to actually make her... Well, then why is the victim terrified? Oh, she's just lying and making... You think that's going to be a real defense in court?
You know, the thing is, there's some people that are not going to believe that.
Of course.
There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be like, yeah, it ain't that bad, it ain't that bad. And you know why?
Ain't that bad?
They actually talk like that. They talk like that with their girls. The girls... I'm saying guys, but I'm talking girls do the same shit. Oh my God, I swear, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. And people talk like that on a regular basis. I was astonished at the fact, the language that some people use with their friends or with
but
their
look like
loved ones.
that.
Yeah, but it's just, I'm just
It's not
talking.
that.
It's just this, it's just that. Whenever you talk to them or whenever you check them, so, yo, listen, you cannot talk to me any kind of way. You can't talk to me about you're going to punch me in my face. You can't tell me that you're going to kick me in my throat. You can't do shit like that. But you know, man, it's just talk. It ain't real.
These people are going to be super motivated to do this. Tate moved from the UK to Romania because the justice in the UK said it was too prejudicial and they were going to come after him strong. Romania is more lax. You went to Romania, acted a fool, want to say anything and do anything and engage in illegal activity. Listen, you fucked
man,
around and you
Romanian
found out.
don't want
You
that.
got to hold that L. Nobody told you to self-snitch.
That's not fucked around. That's not
Like,
fucking
people
around.
just getting on camera and just calmly admitting to criminal activity is so crazy to me. People say, why would anybody do that? Why would people do that and be a public personality? Because some people got ego. Because some people don't know how to stay away from the fucking cameras because they head too big. Look at Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Dude ran FTX. Turned out to be a big old fraudster. After the fraud was discovered, you know what this idiot was doing? He was getting on live television, doing interviews, incriminating himself further. And those interviews that he did after being found out are going to be used against him in court. Why? Because some people can't stop themselves from doing stupid fucking things. And I'm sure if he had a lawyer at the time and like telling him what to do, they would say, don't do any interviews. But he couldn't help himself. Why? Because his ego.
I'm just really here to see where it goes.
Yeah, ego.
I'm gonna see where it goes. Cause like Abba said, if that's what they leaking to the press, they got some bigger thing. Bangers.
That's true.
Bars. Jail bars. But they got something bigger. And what they're gonna do to court is gonna be something else. It's gonna be something crazier. If that's what they choose to leak to court, anyways. All that to say, I'll wait. I'll stand by here.
Okay, listen.
It's just there's a lot of Kanye complex that I call whenever you go on a podcast and you say, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want, and they can't unwork with me. And then he said some outlandish shit and it was like, well, let's drop your ass. And everybody started dropping. And nobody wants to work. That's the same kind of complex. Hey, I can walk in this country and do whatever the hell I want. I can pay this, I can pay that, I can do this. Top G in the building. Yay. And then this will happen.
When you're this
Now
famous,
he's
you
in a
can be
Romanian
careful.
jail cell with 30 other dudes in a toilet in the middle where everyone got to watch each other's shit. Hey, listen.
But it don't look good.
Hey, listen.
It
Them
don't
transcripts, once I seen that video of him snitching, I said, it don't matter what I think.
You know what it looked like?
I know he didn't pay his taxes. One, because he said he didn't pay his taxes.
And he didn't pay people.
And he didn't pay people because he admits
That's
to
not
stealing
good.
their money.
That's
So,
not even if they can prove that he was abusing motherfuckers.
Forget that.
If they can, just, yeah, I understand that. Just on those two, on the basis of those two things, but if we, it's just like a tuna casserole. It don't
And then
look good.
just will see what bigger evidence did they have. This is all going down because of the ego. Without the pronounce it,